It's another episode of NRG Insights, and for those of you that don't know, so we speak to people across the mortgage and protection world, whether that be broking, lending, marketing, or any kind of affiliate partners that can really make a difference and add some value and give their insights into the market.
I think that the inception date was about October 2021, and then we got our offices in sunny Milton Keynes. Decided to go there with some nice fields and car parks instead of central London, which is great. And then I was literally walked in and started sort of prepping for launch. So that was January 2022. And then we did a soft launch, limited distribution in March. Still paper-based by that time. But, you know, after your fourth launch, you've seen it all, right? So I was like, yeah, paper fine, let's just go. Don't need a computer.
Do you think that's important, actually? I know I won't carry on. Do you think that kind of option one being better than option none, just like get it out there, started, we can fix the bugs?
Yeah, I'm like a kid at Christmas, right? If I've got a new product, I want to be out just like unwrapping it. Here you go, guess what I've got. So I don't care if it's paper-based applications. And actually, to be fair, the people that we were working with were really, really helpful, saying, look, we'll help you test it. We'll go paper, it's fine. Bless them, they were there with their pens filling out these applications. And that only lasted about a month. And then obviously we got our systems in play and we went full market launch in May 2022.
Wow. So a quick movie. Do you just in regards to that, do you think there's like, you know, we talk about paralysis by analysis, where you want to make everything perfect at the beginning, but obviously you move so quickly through that, probably because you just got out there, right? You just got your product done, picked your people who you needed to do it first, and then got busy.
Absolutely. I mean, like we get really excited about new things, and we sort of just get on with it, and then clear up mess later. And it's always worked, thank God. No, touch wood. So Jason's very much that, our MD and co-founder of Quantum. He's very much like, I love that idea, you know, let's look into it, let's do some research, and then we crack on, and then whatever happens later, we'll clean it up. But it's proven to be successful. Look, you know, we're in a really, really strong position now, and disrupting the market as far as I can see, so it's good.
Yeah. Good. And so, sorry, I interrupted again. Apologies, as it says at the beginning, I'll constantly do it. Otherwise, I forget what I'm going to say. But so we got to May 2022. Got the kind of the products out there. So where are we? How did we get from there to here?
So then we just carried on sort of banging the drum about brand awareness and what we're about and where we're plugging the gaps. I mean, at the beginning, obviously, it's always going to be tough. Trying to convince brokers that are used to certain lenders, you know, and people do get comfortable to try and.
Do you know, brokers are set in their ways, aren't they? And there's hundreds of lenders. Sometimes, so especially on the specialist side of things, it's how do you combat that when you're a new lender? What can you do? Because there's only so much you can do with rates and stuff.
Yeah, it's all about relationships, Marcus. At the end of the day, you know, if you can walk into a firm and they go, Harsha, right, what have you got today? You know, because they know how you work as a person. So people by people, right? We know this for a fact. So then the conversation is about, you know, how we can provide a solution for a complex case. For an example, I never ever talk about rates. I never ever do. If anybody says to me, what are your rates today at 5 year, like, I don't know, Marcus, because I don't talk about rates, right? What I talk about is providing we're hot on providing a solution to a complex situation with a client. So this is where you're got brokers completely like looking at a situation thinking, where do I start, where do I finish? We are there, my sales team and I are there to guide the broker to say, look, this is the solution, this is how we overcome this. I mean, there's so much going on in the buy-to-let world. Landlords are getting so much more creative, which is fine, but then can the lenders keep up with that creativity? Because the single unit market is huge and was huge, but actually it's not shifting, it's like stuck. And then brokers are looking at sort of clients with high yielding rentals or equity or in the property or whatever it is. So they become like creative in terms of splitting titles on completion, for an example, or looking at vulnerable tenants or things like that. So, you know, it's really, really important that you just stay on top of your game and provide solutions. So relationships is key, because if you've got strong relationships, you can walk in there and go, I can solve that problem. And then when you can solve that problem, you go on to the next complex case and you just keep building. That's how we go about things.
I do wear a few different hats, which is kind of challenging.
Yeah, because you're marketing as well, aren't you? So that there's a lot in there.
Yeah, we did actually. We've just hired somebody on the marketing side, which has really helped to relieve some pressure. But the BDM stuff, that's my favourite part of the job. You know,
Right.
if you took that away from me, I would be lost. You know, that's the bit. I like being out there, being scrappy, fighting for deals, winning deals. I still, if I'm honest with you, I just like completing deals. And I was thinking about this actually today. Bizarrely, I get the same buzz from completing a small deal as a big deal, and
Yeah.
you'd think that it would be disproportionate to the size of the deal that you've completed, but for some reason, for me, it isn't. I just like get it. You know,
Just
there's
love
a
it.
huge satisfaction in getting a deal over the line because there's so much stuff that can go wrong.
Yeah.
So when you finally get there and navigate all the hurdles that naturally arise, I just get massive satisfaction from that. You know,
That's
even
good. I mean, that's what you want out of your sales team as well, isn't it? Right? You've got to, because that's the customer centricness of you, if that's a word. Because that's what's giving you joy. Because it's not about the cash through the door; it's about the deal being done.
yeah. And look, you complete a small deal for a broker, and you never know. You know, the next week you might, because you've looked after the little one. You know,
Yeah.
hard work breeds luck, and you know you end up sometimes falling across a big
With some
deal the
monsters.
next week. Yeah,
Well, I've spoke to people having that same conversation where they've had like 150, 160 grand deals, and then that's led on to their biggest 24 million pound portfolio type thing. You know, it happens, doesn't it? You've got to look after the small relationships.
yeah, definitely. And then this is something that we say across our team is that it's especially when a new broker submits a deal, irrespective of how easy, difficult, big or small that deal is, you treat it with such importance. They have to feel
Yeah.
that your service is going to blow them away, and we've got really strict SLAs that we all, both in the credit team and the sales team, operate within. We constantly make people aware of them. AIPs in 2 hours, cases fully underwritten in 48 hours. Valuation reports and underwriting items reviewed and responded to within 24 hours. These are what we think are industry leading service levels, and we really,
Yeah.
really, really try and stick to them. Like you said, it's just about the broker journey.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I speak to lots of bridging lenders, obviously, and it's hard to just say you're quick, right? There's got to be more than that. There's got to be that level of customer service. They've got to want to come back to you.
Yeah.
Because you can't. Everyone's fast if the legal's done properly. I mean, it's not the USPs for bridges are so tight, and it's not always on rate as well, right? Not everyone can be the cheapest, so that relationship stuff is really important, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. And I think also just being honest about timeframes and SLAs. Like you say, there are lenders out there that can complete deals in 24 hours. We're not one of them.
Yeah.
So we don't do dual rep, we don't do AVMs, and naturally that means that our time frame for completion is a couple of weeks at best. And so when a broker brings us a deal and says, "Can you complete on Tuesday next week?"
Tomorrow.
It's not one for us. There are lots of
Yeah,
lenders
yeah.
out there that do, and that's the great thing about the bridging market, because there are lenders out there for all different types of deals.
Yeah.
You've just got to be honest about what you can deliver, and then deliver it.
Yeah, I'm the sales director for the bridging team at HTB, which was formed in 2023.
Yeah.
I came on board to push that team forward. Had a fantastic 2023. Exceeded probably the bank's expectations and where we are. Obviously, we've got the challenges this year, but that's the same for everyone in the market sector. But yeah, we're pushing on. We're doing really well, and we're growing as well. So, our team's growing. That comes with other challenges, obviously. But our team's growing. I mean, it's going in the right direction. When we came into the market, probably wasn't the best of times. I mean, look, HCB have been doing bridging for a number of years, but it was, for want of a better expression, it was more of a side product, a byproduct. So we officially launched in 2023, but we came into a market where there was the challenges from the previous year. Should I say the Liz Trust era?
That was fun.
and we've come into a market where it was, obviously interest rates were rising, a lot of competition in the market, and you could arguably say that we were punching for a lot of that time. But like I said, we've exceeded expectations. We've done really well. We've established ourselves within the market now, and now it's time pushing forward. We've got a 3-year plan, so and it's going to plan as we speak. So yeah, I mean, if we look at this year as well, 2024, we've had a number of things that have come to challenge us. Obviously, still this uncertainty where interest rates are. Obviously, economy's coming down to where we need to have it now. I mean, I think we were at 2.3. I think the target level's 2. I think the Bank of England are going to be under pressure to push rates down, and then you'll start seeing some momentum.
Yeah. So how do you see this? How do you see the kind of the back end of this year, just with that kind of improving?
I think we'll start seeing things pushing Q4. I'm being optimistic. I have to be. I'm in sales, so I'm going to be optimistic. I think there will be a bank rate reduction
soon
in the coming months. I don't think they have much choice if things go the way they are. And obviously we've got the election coming up as well. So there's a combination of factors really. So that's why there isn't a lot of uncertainty, and that's probably why bank base hasn't changed. So
you better hurry up. My fixed rate's up in November. I'll just have a 6-month letter through. So
my fixed rate's up very soon as well. So
I looked this morning at what the rate they'd offered me in comparison to what the rate I'm on, and it got me into work a bit earlier. Get me busy.
I really enjoy providing solutions. I think it's really important, and I think in the specialist space, you have the ability to kind of develop and educate both your staff around you and the wider market when it comes to introducers, brokers, financial advisors, and consumers themselves as well. Because I think it's a lifelong task for all of us in the industry to make sure that we continue to bang the drum and make sure everyone's aware of everything that's available and how it works.
I'm already sort of veering off, but do you think it happens enough? Do you think we should be educating people more? Or is it?
No, I don't think anyone should ever kind of sit back and think, "Well, I've done it now. I've educated everyone, and there's no more education to do." I think it's an endless task, and I think we have new generations of mortgage brokers that come into the market. The market moves dramatically. So if you've been a broker and only worked in the space for the last 5-10 years, you've only ever dealt with these low rate mortgages and. People started talking about tracker rates last year, and people didn't know what that was all about. So, I mean, the education piece will go on forever, and I think, unfortunately,
educating your clients, which are obviously brokers, or do you think, as well as brokers, should be educating their clients as well?
Yeah, I think it's about making sure that our clients, who ultimately are the intermediaries, are confident when it comes to discussing solutions with their client bank. I mean, it's great to fully understand the residential mortgage market and buy-to-let space. That's a hard task in itself. I mean, I think last count there's over 5,000 options in that space for clients to potentially opt for, so it's a tricky job. And then if you tag on the specialist space as well, you're looking at second charges, bridging, commercial, development, all those bits and pieces, and of course you're taking those numbers into astronomical levels. So it's really important to raise awareness of the options and make sure that advisors feel confident and comfortable when talking to their client bank about the potential solutions available.
Yeah. And did you notice this last year? Has it come up much? Because obviously the resi market's been tough, right? Everyone's had a tough. I mean, every market was not great last year, but people kind of toying with specialist lending or thinking they want to make a few quid, and they suddenly realise that they can't just give leads away and that kind of thing. Have you dealt with that side of the market where kind of they don't really know what they're doing yet? I think that's a tricky one, because lots of people want to move into commercial because they've heard the proc fees are good and they know the business, and the business is big. But actually, like we always say, 0% of nothing is still nothing, or 2% of nothing is still nothing. Did you deal with that last year? Did it seem to be more?
Yeah, I think last year was another time. I think 25 years I've done this, so there's been a few waves of people wanting to diversify, needing to diversify, looking to sort of the off the high street space, for want of a better phrase.
Yeah.
And it comes in waves. Every few years, there's a bit of a additional interest in what other solutions are available, because there's more and more clients sitting in front of people, and they're not being able to be placed with the high street, or not getting the support that they may have done months previously. So last year was definitely another time for that. And I think, although there's been a lot of positive news this month already with reductions to mortgage rates, I still think, because of the new kind of, I hate saying new normal, that's coming out of COVID times, isn't it? You know what I mean? The new normal with regards to kind of base rate and product
money
rate.
actually costs something to borrow.
Yeah, then I still think there is a need for people to be a little bit kind of outside of the box thinking, and looking at other solutions. So I think into this year, 2024, that interest in specialist solutions, and offering, just having a wider toolkit to help more of the people that sit in front of you